This episode is brought to you by Philips One by Sonicare. One up your brushing with Philips One. It's a big step up from your manual toothbrush, with both rechargeable and battery-powered versions, so you can choose the one that best fits your life. Learn more at philips.com/one. That's philips.com/ONE.
Hey, what's good? It's the 24/7 Sports Football Recruiting Podcast. My name is Blair Angulo. Thank you so much for tuning in and hope your holiday weekend was spectacular. The fireworks popped early and often on the recruiting trail Sunday as a number of high-profile prospects announced their college choices. There was JT Tuimoloau, the number one overall player in the 2021 class, at long last revealing his commitment to Ohio State live on CBS Sports HQ. You can listen to the instant reaction of national recruiting editor Brandon Huffman on this very podcast feed to hear what he believes the Buckeyes are getting in the explosive lineman. And while JT Tuimoloau was announcing for Ohio State over the perceived runner-up in that race, Oregon, the Ducks were busy making noise for themselves in the 2022 class. They landed composite five-star offensive tackle Kelvin Banks out of the state of Texas. The Buckeyes weren't done with Tuimoloau. They built on their 2022 class, which right now ranks number one in the country. They added four-star wide receiver Kojo Antwi. Michigan, meanwhile, landed four-star tight end Colston Loveland out of the state of Idaho. There was coveted defensive back Devin Moore from the state of Florida committing to Notre Dame. West Virginia also went into the Sunshine State to get a pledge from four-star corner Jacoby Spells. The list goes on, but you can catch all that coverage and more at 24/7 Sports, as well as reports and videos from the Elite 11 finals and the return of the opening two marquee summer events in Los Angeles this past week. The Pylon 7-on-7 National Championship also took place over the weekend inside AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and national recruiting analyst Brian Doan was able to speak with one of the headliners of that event, Frisco, Texas top 24/7 wide receiver Evan Stewart, about the official visits he's already taken to Texas and Florida, the in-season visits he has scheduled with Alabama and LSU, and a possible in-state visit to Texas A&M, and what else will go into his college decision. Let's send it over to Brian Doan to hear from premier pass catcher Evan Stewart at the Pylon 7-on-7 National Championships.
We're here with Evan Stewart, one of the top receivers in the nation out of Frisco Liberty. And before we get to the recruiting stuff, which I'm sure people do want to hear about, how does one at your age get to 2 million TikTok followers?
I mean, I would have to say, well, of course, because of my looks, but other than that, I mean, because of my dancing, I mean, my humor, my personality, I mean, I really just let that take a part. Whenever I'm not on the football field, I'm just chilling. I have fun.
So when you look at it, and a lot of stuff's going on, especially with July 1st and the NIL stuff going on, name, image, likeness, have you started to look into that, or are schools telling you how good things can be for you with that many followers?
I mean, I've really eliminated the schools that have really tried to, recruit me with name, image, and likeness, because, I mean, I'm going there to play football, so it's not really the main thing. But other than that, I mean, the schools that have presented it to me well and also have presented recruiting to me well, I mean, they've been amazing. I mean, there's been schools like Texas and Florida and Alabama, Louisiana, yeah.
All right, so you made 2 official visits?
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about what you saw at each of the schools and kind of what you liked of it.
At Texas, I mean, it was an urbanizing city, and it was fun. It was real big, so it was like, I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing just getting there, just because I heard that it was urbanizing and booming, and then seeing it evolve and stuff like that. I was like, okay, yeah, like this is the truth. Like I could go to school here and have fun while doing it.
All right, and then what other visit did you make?
I made a Florida visit. I mean, in Florida, people always tell me that Gainesville is boring. There was nothing boring about Gainesville at all. It was actually pretty action-packed, and it was fun. So,
what's it look like for the fall for you with visits?
I should be officially visiting Alabama and LSU and partaking in another one because I will have one left. So I had to decide on that one.
Do you have dates yet for Bama and LSU?
No, not yet.
Why do you want to visit Bama?
I mean, you go to Bama to be good. I mean, I'm good good. I mean, you actually go to Bama to be great. You go to Bama to be legendary. And they showed that there. They said in order to be legendary, you have to play best on best. And best on best, get better. So.
And then LSU's pitch to you. What are they talking about, and why do you want to visit there?
I mean, LSU's kind of like the same thing. I mean, they both real business days. You know, they real business. So it's really like the same thing. There's not really much different between Alabama and LSU, you know what I mean?
Who else is in contention for that last official?
A&M, and that's really it. I would say A&M. I mean, if another school came out, I would consider, but I mean, A&M, I'm just really trying to depend if I really want to go to A&M and see or if I don't. So
when it comes down time to sit down, make a decision, go over everything, pros, cons, talk to family, coaches, what's important to you? What is going to be the backbone of the decision?
I mean, really it's getting my dad on board. I mean, my dad is a very hard-going man, and he really wants me to get my degree, and he really wants those academics. And same with my mom. You got to get my mom on board, too. So both my parents are on board, then I know that's not going to be the decision I make, so.
That's a fair point. Hey, and just in terms of getting ready for your season in the fall, what kind of things are you kind of really focused on in the off-season to improve upon?
My top of the route. I'm going to say my top of the route. I've been improving on it, like, for a little bit now, and I'm just going to continue to do it. I mean, of course, I want to get creative, too, get some more creation in it, so.
And then the last thing, what are you really looking forward to in terms of during your senior season?
Looking forward to be honest, I'm looking forward to my cousins. I want my cousins to get offers. I mean, we're all athletically gifted. So, I mean, I just really want to see them perform. I mean, but other than that, I want to have a breakout season too. I just want to have an off-the-chain school year and be remembered. So.
Evan, appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
That was national recruiting analyst Brian Doan with top 24/7 wide receiver Evan Stewart. Remember to give us a 5-star review. Make sure to keep it locked in right here on the 24/7 Sports Football Recruiting Podcast.
Welcome to the Nothing Personal with David Sampson podcast. The Major League Baseball season is flying by. Can you believe that we are almost at the halfway mark of the regular season? More and more fans are showing up to games. 100% capacity. You can hear the crowd roar. We've been marketed it's just a baseball show. But any loyal listener of NPDS knows we're much more than that. Every weekday, 5 days a week, you will find an honesty about the sports world that you will not find anywhere else. You can download and follow us on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, or wherever else you find your podcasts. No BS, no hot takes. And remember, it's just business. It's nothing personal.